A surprise snow event is coming. Weather update American cities #122. Get ready, because this winter is about to get seriously interesting. A massive shift in the atmosphere is basically splitting the country in two, creating a wild weather battleground. Over in the western and central United States, abnormally warm air is building up, feeling more like a hint of spring. But that warmth is triggering a chain reaction, sending two powerful Arctic blasts barreling down into the eastern half of the country. This is setting the stage for a dramatic temperature clash that could spark a widespread snow event. The first punch from the Arctic is already arriving, thanks to a huge cold front stretching all the way from Texas up to the northeast. For many, this will feel like a switch has been flipped, with temperatures plummeting by as much as 30 degrees. It's bringing some scattered snow showers with it, especially for folks up in the New England area. But listen up, because this is just the opening act. The next Arctic blast this weekend is going to be the real headliner, with an even more intense temperature drop. That second wave of cold air is the one we really need to watch. It's packing a much bigger punch, capable of dropping temperatures by a staggering 40 degrees in just 24 hours in some spots. When you get that kind of intense cold crashing into milder air, it's the perfect recipe for a winter storm to brew. We could be looking at a significant and widespread snow event unfolding across the Great Lakes, through the Ohio Valley, and all along the East Coast, potentially reaching as far south as North Carolina. So let's break down what's happening right now. We've got that first strong cold front sweeping across the country. If you're in the Ohio Valley or the Southeast, you're already feeling it, with temperatures sitting about 10 to 15 degrees below your typical average. Meanwhile, it's a completely different story out west. From the Dakotas all the way to California, it's been unusually warm and dry. Many areas haven't seen any decent rain or snow in weeks, making for a very brown winter so far in the Rockies. As we head into Thursday, that cold air in the east is going to dig in even deeper. We're talking about some areas in the Ohio Valley and Northeast potentially feeling temperatures a shocking 30 degrees below normal for this time of year. Even Florida is going to get another shot of this chill late tomorrow, making an already cold week feel even colder. So if you've been bundled up, you'll want to keep those layers handy, because the coldest air of this first wave is still on its way for the eastern seaboard. The cold will hang tough all up and down the East Coast through Friday. At the same time, that bubble of warm air will really start to expand across the central and southern plains, creating that stark contrast we talked about. Then, get ready for round two. The next Arctic shot begins its invasion on Friday and Saturday, first hitting the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. By Saturday morning, it will be barreling into the Northeast, setting the stage for a brutally cold weekend for millions of people. Just how cold will it get? By Sunday morning, some spots near places like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania could be facing temperatures an incredible 40 degrees below what's normal for this time of year. That is a significant, bone-chilling cold that will stick around through Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, especially in New England where the snow potential will also continue. It's a full-on winter assault for the eastern third of the country, leaving no doubt that the season is far from over in that part of the world. While all that is happening, the other side of the country will be living in a different season entirely. A huge dome of warm air will be building across the Great Plains and the West Coast. Now, for some of you basking in that warmth, you might be thinking winter's just about done, right? Well, not so fast. Often, when we see these big warm-ups in February, it's actually setting the stage for a much more significant winter threat later in the month. It's like the atmosphere is just reloading. And that's exactly what seems to be in the cards. Sometime around the middle to the end of February, we should brace for another major blast of Arctic air to plunge southward. That will likely bring another threat of a major winter storm along with it. But for the immediate future, early next week is going to feel like a false spring for the Great Plains and Midwest. We could see temperatures soaring to 30 degrees above average. We are literally about to swing from record-breaking cold to record-breaking warmth. Let's look at the immediate temperature map. If you're in the southern plains today, it's actually going to be pretty mild across Texas and Oklahoma. But for the Northeast, Great Lakes, and Midwest, it's a deep freeze that is unfortunately going to stick around for a while. That entire northeastern corridor is where winter is putting its feet up and refusing to leave. We're even talking about sub-zero temperatures for many on Thursday morning, and Friday morning will still be incredibly cold before some relief arrives. The weekend is where the real drama unfolds. By Friday afternoon, parts of Texas near Wichita Falls could be flirting with 80 degrees. But on Saturday, that next wave of Arctic air spills across the Ohio Valley and Northeast. The temperatures won't bottom out immediately, though. Sunday is shaping up to be one of the coldest days of the entire week, with some locations in Pennsylvania and New England potentially diving to 15 or 20 degrees below zero. It's a true taste of the polar regions. Talk about a tale of two countries. While the Northeast shivers, the Gulf Coast and the Great Plains will be enjoying temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 60s, and even low 70s. This dramatic flip in our weather pattern is just incredible to watch. And by early next week, all that warmth will surge northward, reaching all the way into Iowa, Illinois, and the Dakotas. It's going to be a rapid and welcome thaw for many who have been stuck in the cold for so long, a true weather roller coaster. Now, with all this cold and warm air clashing, you know what that means. Snow is definitely on the table. Even today, we're seeing some light snow showers making their way across parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. This is all happening on the backside of a weak low-pressure system. Interestingly, that same system was potent enough to spin up a tornado yesterday just north of Houston, which was a pretty unexpected twist. But on the cold side, it's just bringing a bit of winter weather. By tonight, areas from Johnson City, Tennessee, over towards Raleigh, North Carolina, could see some snowflakes flying. It won't be a big storm by any means, maybe just a coating to half an inch, but enough to remind you that winter is here. Thursday looks relatively quiet in terms of wintry precipitation, but then our attention turns to a system diving down from Canada. This is what we call an Alberta Clipper, and it's set to arrive late Thursday and early Friday, bringing snow with it. That Alberta Clipper will first spread some snow across parts of the Great Lakes late Thursday. Then, early on Friday, the snowfall will become a bit more widespread, impacting areas across Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. Most of this will be light, but I do think we need to watch out for a few snow squalls on Friday. These are intense, brief bursts of heavy snow that can cause visibility to drop to near zero in a flash. That could be a real travel hazard in parts of Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. As we move into Friday night, the snow might get a little heavier, especially for those in the higher elevations of the Appalachian Mountains, where a few inches could pile up. We could even see some light snow flurries around Chicago. By Saturday morning, most of the activity will be focused on the Northeast, with the bulk of it falling across New England. Again, we're generally talking about light accumulations, so we aren't expecting a blockbuster snowstorm from this particular system. And if you miss out on the snow from that first system, don't worry, there's another chance on the horizon. We're tracking another possibility of some light to moderate snow late Sunday and into Monday, right around the time of the Super Bowl, across the Ohio Valley and Northeast. The forecast for this one is still a little fuzzy, and right now it doesn't look like anything major. But as we all know, these systems can change quickly, so we'll be keeping a very close eye on it as it develops over the weekend. Looking ahead to Monday and Tuesday of next week, the picture gets even more uncertain. However, the general trend suggests we're going to start seeing larger, more organized storm systems developing here in the United States as we head into the second week of February. Exactly where these storms set up and track is still very much up in the air, but it does look like our overall weather pattern is about to get much more active. The quiet stretch we're in now won't last for much longer, that's for sure. So, when all is said and done over the next 5 to 7 days, what can we expect for snow totals? We're looking at a widespread area of 3 to 7 inches of snow stretching from Michigan and northern Wisconsin, across most of Pennsylvania and into northern New England. Some isolated spots, especially in higher elevations, could push closer to a foot. But it's important to remember this will be from multiple small events, not one massive storm. So while it's a widespread snow event, it's not a crippling one. Frankly, with how bitterly cold it's going to be in these areas, I think many people will just be happy to see some snowflakes flying to make it feel a bit more like a proper winter wonderland. The highest odds of seeing at least 1 inch of snow between now and February 10th are locked into the Great Lakes and the Northeast. Elsewhere, across the Great Plains and the Southeast, the chances are very low as that warm air continues to dominate the weather pattern for the foreseeable future.